Hello everyone, this is the third episode of Starni Games developers gameplay. Today we are back to strategic mind Spectre of Communism. In the first episode we played the first scenario, the battles of Halkin Hall. Today we will play the second episode, the invasion of Poland. So I'll just load my previous autosave right now, and we'll start with managing our troops and getting ready for the next battle. So this is the HQ room as I've shown in previous episodes. So let's have a look, what do we have here. None of our units has reached a second level. So a couple of things I'd like to point out is that first, you can increase the strength of your units. That's something many players miss, and we will think about the ways to make it easier to find and like more apparent to the players, so that you have easier time learning this mechanic. So basically, when your units are at higher levels, you can increase their strength. As you can see, it says unit strength cannot exceed 10 plus unit level. So basically at level 2 I would be able to increase the strength to 12. That costs additional prestige. So basically each point of strength costs 1/10 of unit's cost, so it's proportional to its cost. But it also makes the unit more like it increases its chances to survive the battle, basically because it has more HP, and it also increases the damage it deals in battle. So it's very useful to have your units at higher strengths. We cannot do it right now because none of our units has leveled up. But we'll certainly do that later on, after the next battle. Additionally, many people confuse those yellow indicators with level up available, but it says new models available. So if you have level up, you have the star icon there. Basically this yellow arrow shows that there is some new model available. So we have and it's not necessarily better, it's kind of that it's newer, but for example, if it's different like series, it could have some advantages and some disadvantages, so it's really up to you whether to upgrade it. So for example, upgrade BT5 into BT7 is pretty straightforward and cheap, so we'll probably just do it, because we'll sell our BT5 for full price, and it will be deducted from the price of the upgraded version of the tank. So yeah, let's do it. But if you, for example, now want to upgrade it into T28, then it's different series. It's basically wholly different tank. So it's more costly to upgrade because you're selling your BT7 for only 50% of its price, and replacing it with the new T28, it's much more expensive because of that. Of course, T28 is very effective against infantry, as you can see, or other soft targets, but it has less damage against armored units, and it has lower movement. So it could be a viable choice, but it really depends on what models are available in the future and whether it has its own like upgrades and stuff like that. You can grab one of those if you want to have a tank that's really good at fighting infantry in the first operations. But of course there will be more powerful tanks later on. So currently we are still in 1939, so there is not a whole lot of new models available, but that will change in the future. So we currently have only one recon unit and one anti-tank gun. We have better AA guns, but it not that much better, so I'll probably pass it up for now. So we have a variety of artillery available. This one has bigger gun range, so it has a firing range of 5, which is huge. But of course it has a bit lower soft attack, so it's kind of not that effective, but fires from very long range. And this one is much more powerful, but has a shorter range and like lower ammunition. And this one is kind of in the middle, so it has really decent damage and usual 4 gun range, but it's cheaper. So this is kind of cheap, medium, balanced option. This is this has longer range, so it could be useful, and of course this one is has the highest damage, so it's also a really good addition to the troops. So far we have only regular and conscript type of infantry, but we'll have guards and air paratroopers later on. Also, we do not have new fighters yet, but we have the B3F bomber, so we could upgrade our SB into the B3F, but they are in different series, so it's really expensive, so I'd like to skip that for now. We might upgrade it into some other series later on when more powerful bombers become available. So for now I'd like to acquire additional artillery, and I think one infantry unit is certainly not enough. Let's see what we've got in terms of equipment and upgrades. So I'd like to put my Sogosageki on something. Sappers for this one. Maybe tank flamethrowers be useful. We don't need winter equipment for now. You can actually always look for this description. It will say that there is a winter battle upcoming, so you know when to put the winter equipment on your units. For the recon, I'd give it sappers and mortars probably. Why not? For infantry it hinders its movement if it doesn't have a ground transport, but recon is considered like it's transport itself, so basically this heavy equipment thing doesn't apply to recon, so you shouldn't worry about that. Also, let's upgrade all of our trucks into Comintern. They are really useful because they provide +1 move point even without loading onto a truck. So this is like truck parameters here when you're loaded onto truck to go further, but these are this like additional bonuses you get even without loading onto a truck to transport. So the trucks with transports with such bonuses are very useful, so you should really prioritize upgrading into them. So all non-self-propelled artillery pieces get a ordinary truck by default. Basically, their cost is combined of the cost of artillery plus 60 for the truck. So when you buy artillery, you've already paid for default truck, basically. So you could sell it, but then it won't be able to move effectively. So it's better to upgrade it to a better truck. For you guys, I'd give you field medics probably, and flamethrowers, I guess. And let's buy you trucks also. So the rockets and bombs, they are free to buy, but then you pay for every use. So if you don't have prestige, you could just put them onto your unit to make sure it could use them when necessary, if you don't have like prestige or some other equipment you want to put on them. Okay, so I'd also want to put additional equipment on those guys, so I will probably sell this tank flamethrower. And should I'd like to avoid selling it, but maybe we could do without the this anti-tank gun is not going to be very useful before we upgrade it into better models, so it's really not very effective, but then it was a historical reality, so there is not much we could do from the game design standpoint. I mean, we did provide like some options for it to be useful, like some skills and stuff like that, but you know, if it couldn't penetrate like thick armor or something, then there is not much there is no bright future for it in the game, basically. Oh, actually, yeah, we lack lots of additional equipment stuff, so let's maybe sell some other stuff. Let's maybe give this artillery additional ammunition and give these guys whatever we have the prestige for. Maybe like let's give them mortars. Okay, so now that we are done forming our army, let's see what we've got here. So here you can see the number of command points which you use to employ headquarters abilities. Here you can see the total. So here you can see like where do you get those points from. So it's basically your rank plus your awards plus some possible global effects which we currently do not have. So for the previous operation we've got a Hero of the Soviet Union award. So when I put my mouse over it, you can see it highlighting here. Yeah, so and this is Mongolian Order for Military Merit, which provides additional bonuses to our HQ unit. And here is our HQ BT-7 tank. And here you can see the effect of this order. So yeah. So there are lots of useful HQ skills here. So let's quickly go through them. So this one provides additional slot for all self-propelled units. Right now we have some prestige issues, so it's unnecessary at the moment. Could be useful later on. Air Recon, we've used it extensively, so I'll probably think about leveling it up to make it cost 3 command points instead of 5. As you can see, next level cost reduced by 2 command points. Frontline Artillery is very useful skill. Like allows your artillery to fire twice per turn for some command points. Mobile Disembarkation is very useful skill, but maybe a bit later in the campaign. It allows your infantry to unload from the train basically at any suitable terrain, not only at the railroad station. Actually, yeah, anywhere, so no. Doesn't matter which terrain there is. Then additional slot for aircraft is kind of premature at the moment. There will be more aircraft equipment later in the campaign, so that's where it could be useful. Joint tank on slots, so several tanks fire at once. The most juicy thing is that they get additional defense and they all 3 tanks will get overrun. So that's actually quite useful skill, but we don't have that many tanks so far, so maybe save it for later. Tankman courses is actually very useful early on, though it works in retrospect, so if you learn it later it will also be useful because it reduces the experience requirements for all levels, so your tanks level up faster, and it's relatively cheap, so why not grab it. Then Rokossovsky's Resolve, which basically allows infantry to attack twice, but it's only available when Rokossovsky will be released from prison. So yeah, all infrastructure restores HP faster, so that's very useful skill in terms of like strategy and keeping your supply running, but it's also like not the highest priority. We'll surely get it, but a bit later. Logistics is very useful for landing operations, so if you know you have some big landing operation ahead of you, that's very useful skill, will save you a lot of command points. Workers of the World Unite, it's basically a nice bonus for the infantry when they work together. Air Strike could be very useful, for example, to deal with the anti-aircraft Overwatch, but it's quite costly way to deal with it, so it uses up lots of command points, and it also costs you some prestige to repair the bombers, but sometimes it's very useful to have it at hand, so we'll take it when we have points for it. Okay, so this is a very important skill because it allows you to land and take off from the airfield without losing 5 movement points. So you can basically do that, like fight the enemy, get back to airfield, refuel, get back up and go back to cover some of your bombers or something like that. Also military training, so it gives all of your units, both core and non-core, which is important, first or second level by default, but to learn it you have to have at least one unit of level 2 to get all units level 1, and you have to have a unit with level 3 to get all of your units to level 2. So that's a very important skill that you should be aware of. Currently we cannot learn it because we don't have units at level 2. So political commissars, all infantry and null profiled units gain communist skill. So this could be useful because it reduces non-lethal damage from the enemy attacks by 1. So that's nice passive ability basically. Stalin's Falcons is a joint attack for fighters, and they can move afterwards, so gaining additional move points, so that's also quite useful. Zhukov's Discipline provides a bonus to combat parameters for all units around HQ, that's also really good. And this is additional, like level 1 and level 2 by default for aircraft. And we have Elite Core, allowing your units to reach level 6, level 7, that's for the later part of the campaign. Tank Infantry Support is a must-have skill for city battles, because it allows tanks to attack without, to fight basically without close quarters penalty if there is an allied infantry unit in the adjacent hex, so that's crucial skill for city battles. Then this skill is basically German trophies, so that's that won't be available before 1945. And Vasilevsky Strategy, deploying infantry units does not reduce the number of command points. So there is lots of juicy stuff. I'd really like to get this right now, but I guess we'll have to go with a more universally useful skill right now, so I guess we'll level up aviation recon to level 2 so that it's cheaper, and learn 3 levels in Frontline Artillery. And after the next battle I'd like to go either for increased field crew or for political commissars probably, and then we'll have to learn and Zhukov Discipline as well. I would also like to get that, and I guess military training is also very important. You can also get tankman courses to get the military training faster, so we'll see. Yeah, well, our tanks wouldn't level up anyway from the tankman courses, so basically it doesn't matter if you get that skill in retrospect, it will recalculate the level of tanks afterwards, so you can get it anytime you want. Okay, so I think we are done with army management and HQ management, and we are good to go and ready to start the next operation, which is invasion of Poland. Task: invade Poland, seize the designated part of its territory, major land battle. So this is kind of general information, like what you should expect, like whether it's a landing operation or like defense or winter operation or something. So this is pretty straightforward operation, it would seem from the description. So let's start.
Comrade Stalin, we have signed a treaty of non-aggression with Ribbentrop. Germany has agreed to all of our demands. including our control over the Polish territory, the Baltic states, and Finland.
Hitler clearly sees that without Soviet support, he is doomed from the beginning. He needs our oil. He will do anything to get it. Let him have it. Then Herr Hitler can make as much trouble as he wants with the English.
This agreement won't just protect us from the Nazis. It will move our border westward with minimal effort.
Comrade Stalin, we have fulfilled your directive. Our military production is greatly increased.
We need to be ready for war at any moment, Comrade Voroshilov. I hold you personally responsible.
Rest assured, our mighty proletarian army will always be ready to defeat any foe, Comrade Stalin.
We cannot trust those lying imperialists. How have the Western powers reacted to Germany's actions so far, Comrade Molotov?
Britain and France have said that if Hitler dares to invade Poland, it means war with them.
Splendid. I think our liberation of Poland can take its time. Let Hitler take the blame for invading. Comrade Voroshilov, I order you to employ our finest military commanders and forces in our Polish operation. Show the world the Red Army's might.
I already have a suitable commander in mind, Comrade Stalin. He will not let us down.
The Polish state, built on the exploitation of its Belarusian and Ukrainian minorities, has turned out to be stillborn. Ever since its first military failures, it has been collapsing. The Red Army must enter eastern Poland as soon as possible to provide protection and security to the local population. Comrade Voroshilov, debrief us.
In accordance with the Soviet-German Non-Aggression Pact, our forces will capture the part of Poland located within our area of interest. This includes the following cities and towns: Ternopil, Rovno, Lutsk, Pinsk, Baranovichi, Grodno, and Bialystok.
You are forgetting Brest-Litovsk and Lvov. These cities are also within our area of influence. However, my agents report that the Wehrmacht has received orders to capture both towns first.
I see. After the fall of Poland, we will be negotiating further cooperation with the Germans. They need our resources to wage their wars. Hitler probably believes that Brest-Litovsk and Lvov will be good bargaining chips.
Hitler wants to cheat his way out of our agreements. That's what it is. We won't let him. Comrade Voroshilov, the German capture of Brest and Lvov must not take place. Do you understand me?
Yes, Comrade Stalin. But we can also give the Nazis a taste of their own medicine. What if we capture a few of their towns like they intended to do with us?
Interesting idea. Very well, I authorize it. Take your troops west of the demarcation line and capture Lublin. Of course, this must all look like an accident. The last thing we need is an open conflict with Germany.
Understood. Comrade Zhukov, Combreg Vasilevsky will be assisting you during this operation. I hope the two of you will get along.
As you command, Comrade People's Commissar.
We have a major invasion operation ahead of us. I'm sure there will be loads of work at headquarters for both of us. I would be glad to exchange knowledge and experience with Comrade Zhukov.
Another important matter, comrades. The Red Army must enter Poland as a liberator. Our enemies are the aristocrats and the capitalists. We must not be caught exterminating the Polish populace. If the Polish military resists, we should capture them rather than kill them. Also, do not bomb the Polish infrastructure. After all, it will soon become the property of the Soviet state.
Yeah, so let's
Ready to roll all
proceed
over them.
with deploying our troops. So basically we can attack from three kind of directions, but those two army groups are really close, so they will kind of work together, and this one is more isolated, so it should be more self-sufficient. Although the kind of the most tricky objective is Lublin, and also Lvov and Brest that we have to capture before the Germans. So this part of the map is basically we have to capture as soon as possible, and this part can be captured later, so the top group not necessarily should be very powerful. So I will probably send my HQ with the bottom group, but I will give one of my flamethrower tanks to deal with some fortifications up top. Also, two groups have a recon, so we'll deploy our recon here. I guess we'll give one less powerful artillery piece here. They already have enough infantry, so I guess this should be enough. Then we'll deploy one artillery piece here and one artillery piece here, and we'll deploy some additional infantry units here. We will also probably deploy our air force here so that it's more centered and can help both on top and down here, but it might take 2 turns to get here, so we'll see. Also, I guess we have AA here, but don't have one here, so I'll probably deploy this one here. And we can actually send this anti-tank gun on top, probably, just for the count. Okay, let's start the operation. It's 17th September 1939. You can always see the actual date here. Okay, so let's start by fading out several aerial reconnaissance to see where the enemy is. Okay, so with no anti-aircraft here, so our recon got out unscathed. I usually use air recons extensively. Okay, so we've got AA here, that's why I've leveled it up to reduce the command points cost. Okay, so now we have pretty good idea of what to expect in this area. So let's see what we have on up top.
Just point the gun towards the enemy.
Verifying the enemy's location.
Okay, so one more anti-aircraft gun. Okay.
Ready to roll all over them.
Guess we'll start with the most straightforward part. So let's move our HQ tank here.
The ground will shake.
And attack this fortification with flamethrowers.
Adjusting sights.
So it's really fast and easy way to deal with, an effective way to deal with the enemy fortifications.
Just point the gun.
And now we've got overrun, and we can make one more attack, although there is an anti-tank gun with Overwatch, so and it's covered by artillery piece, so it's a bit more tricky to go in here. Okay, so let's see what we can actually do. The same stuff up top.
What's the weather forecast?
Will it support? It might. Okay, let's see.
We fight together, we die together.
Okay, let's move in here. And
Is that where the fighting is?
see what will happen next. Okay, so as you can see in combat prediction, the artillery will support the fort, we will lose 1 strength, and that will prevent us from finishing off the fort. So we would really want artillery to not be able to do that.
You can hide, but you can't run from a shell.
So what could we do with it? Let's see.
Area secure.
If we move our recon in here, will it be able to do something with it? Well, it could, because the artillery is sluggish, so it will deal the damage first.
Quiet. Comrade Commander is speaking.
But
Tank busters standing by. On the
it's
double.
not that.
They'll hear it coming.
Okay, so
Swift and deadly.
actually, let's see.
Guns of the Soviet Union.
Infantry, form up. Infantry, form up. Marching order.
Orders received. Moving. Finally, load her up.
Tank crew on standby.
Last thing they'll ever see. We're attacking. Improvise.
Okay, so we've lowered the strength
Just
of
point the gun
artillery,
towards
but
the enemy.
it still deals 1 damage to us, so probably not that smart.
Firing the heavy caliber.
At least it was non-lethal damage, so we've got overrun, and well, we can attack it from here without getting without getting into within the firing range of this anti-aircraft gun, which can hit armored units quite hard. So
2, 3, fire!
They won't hear it coming.
We'll make them pay.
Motherland's finest.
Bomber squadron awaiting orders.
I guess we'll keep aircraft in here for now. Maybe
It's a
just
tough job, but the view is 1,000,000 rubles.
maybe just cover
Fine
our
there.
truck for now
Just keep enemy
and move
fighters
bombers
off us.
somewhere here where it cannot be seen by the enemy. And but I don't think enemy can find this gun and attack it. It will most likely strike here. Okay.
Aim well, hit hard.
What is your command?
We don't have. Do we have anyone with
make them pay.
flamethrowers here?
Prepare to move out.
Okay, so these guys were with flamethrowers, but they unfortunately cannot move in.
When in doubt, improvise.
What is your command?
Well, they don't have an anti-aircraft gun here, right? So we can basically bomb this out.
Just keep enemy fighters off us.
Yeah, so actually let's
Aim well, hit hard. Begin. Zhukov, you are violating Comrade Stalin's orders. Do not bomb the Polish infrastructure.
all right. We have an objective to fit within the tolerable
We
destruction
fight
levels.
together,
So
we
yeah.
die together. The ground will shake. Yep, I see them scattering.
Okay,
This
so
is ours now. No backsies.
You can hide,
Okay.
but you can't run from a shell.
Swift and deadly. Don't tell me we had only one compass.
Let's send force our recon unit. Really like the Karbeniki track that's playing right now.
We'll blast them to pieces.
Ready and able. Move out. What's your command? I don't care how sore your feet are.
On our way to those coordinates. Moving as ordered. Watch the smoke rise.
They'll regret coming to our land.
Let's use Frontline Artillery here.
For the Motherland, fire! Enemy is fleeing.
What is your order?
Bomber squadron at your
And let's
command.
bomb this
Pay
fort.
attention. This isn't flight school anymore. Can you hear the thunder?
Let's attack with auxiliary
We're on our way.
first.
Just keep enemy fighters off us. Moving to a new quadrant.
Swooping in for the kill. Recon team.
Let's capture those guys. Surrender intelligence data.
Down you go.
Level up for the recon, so we've got our first level 1 unit. Actually, I'll take observant, I guess. It's a recon after all, so yeah.
Quiet as a
I think we had a recon that leveled up in the first operation, but it was a non-core recon, so it still serves somewhere. Hulking goal probably,
recon team ready. Your
or was
orders.
transferred somewhere else.
What is your command?
Okay,
Improvise.
I don't want to move it further for now.
You can hide, but you can't run from a shell.
Actually, I'll probably want to move this artillery closer a bit.
Taking a new position.
Like here, for example.
Ready and able.
Although they might move like here, here. No, they will move into my zone of control, so they won't be able to move here, yeah, unless they they don't have any mortars or something.
Last
So
thing there. See.
they shouldn't be able to attack this artillery. Unless they place some unit here and then move in.
Your orders.
Well, let's
No hesitation.
put our recon here and prevent them from coming close to our artillery.
Last thing they'll ever see.
I dropped out of pilot school. Ironic.
Here to hunt some tough brass.
Flak battery,
Okay.
awaiting orders. Guns of the Soviet Union.
So yeah, enemies out of range, so we have to move our artillery
All guns
closer
cleaned and pointed high.
first.
No hesitation.
We'll blast them to pieces. Taking a new position.
Smooth here.
What is your command? Burning diesel.
Here.
Our knives are sharp.
Where to now, Comrade Commander?
Infantry, waiting for orders. I don't care how sore your feet are. Infantry, waiting for orders.
Nobody expects a Soviet bombing raid.
Fighters of the Soviet Air Force. Should we expect resistance?
Ready to do our part for the victory.
Prepare to move out.
Just tell us
I guess
the
we moved
coordinates.
all of our units.
We fight together, we die
Okay,
together.
we can attack again with the tank.
Two,
let's do it.
3, fire!
Our knives are sharp. Fighter squadron reporting in.
Okay, as expected.
In the wake of the fall of Poland, the Ukrainian nationalist underground rears its head. My agents have discovered their organization, the OUN. The Ukrainian assault teams are harassing Polish troops in the forest between Koval and Starni.
Does that mean the nationalists are on our side?
No. They want an independent Ukrainian state, so we are as much an enemy to the OUN as the Poles are. Besides, I have reasons to suspect they are connected with foreign secret services. That said, consider them counter-revolutionaries, and as such, your enemies. Find and destroy the Ukrainian nationalist camps.
Yeah, I had to make a short pause in translation, but now we are back. So yeah, let's continue with the offensive. We've got some new objectives, so we have to locate and destroy the OUN hideouts. We don't know where they are right now. Well, I do know, so it's easier for me probably.
Ready to roll all over them.
It's one of the downsides.
Comrade Commander is speaking.
It's one of the downsides of being a game developer, that there are not so many surprises in your own
You'll
game.
rest when you're dead. Together, attack! That one's done fighting.
Actually, let's have a quick
What's
look
your
at the heroes. So, Infantry Hero, okay, deal 50 damage to
Prepare to move out.
the recons. There is our
Here to hunt some
recon.
top brass.
Okay. So
We'll make them pay.
basically you have to meet those requirements in a single unit. That's why they're a bit tricky to get. So
We
how
can see the whole front from up here.
your fighter is not even close. Yeah, well, I guess not much point looking into it for now,
Front of a key. Attention.
Your orders?
but we can start capturing some stuff with recon.
Area secure. Their disguise is shameful. Spotted the enemy. Should we engage?
Packed with proletarian fury.
Actually, let's do a double attack
Get ready
here.
to fire again.
Watch the smoke rise. Enemy is fleeing.
Team, let's show some professionalism. Comrades, we got him. Area secured.
Okay, so here is our OUN hideout and one potential.
Here to hunt some top brass.
Well, what else could there be in the middle of the forest and swamps? So, I guess we found them.
Tank crew on standby.
Actually, we can try to get our tanks flame. Okay, we don't have prestige for them yet. But we could buy it for them, maybe a bit later, to deal with those hideouts faster.
We
Also,
fight together, we
our
die together.
flamethrower tank is a bit damaged here, so... Okay, we've got both fighters here and no AA gun. That's not the best situation. Let's see.
It's a tough job, but the view is a million rubles.
So I guess we'll have to send both of our bombers up top, and we've captured airfield there, so it could be refueled. Okay, so not like the... Okay, you have to disable this anti-aircraft first, I guess.
Motherland's armor.
Swift and deadly.
Hope we have enough ammo. Hope we have enough ammo.
Just tell us the coordinates.
Ready and able. Front of a key, on your feet.
They'll hear it coming.
Get ready to fire again.
Open fire!
I really miss the mobile level up skill right now.
For the motherland, fire!
Just point the gun towards the enemy.
Infantry, waiting for orders.
Con team ready. Team engage. Be gentle.
Burning diesel. 2, 3, fire!
What's your command?
Stalin's tank killers have arrived. Relocating.
What's your command?
I really don't want to attack this thing, but...
Ready to kill some imperialists. Flawless capture. We'll make them pay.
Tank crew awaiting orders. Be there in a minute, Comrade Commander.
Maybe... yeah. Now we'll probably undo it and go here. And...
Sky's clear. Good day for a fight.
One good shot is all we need.
Understood.
Aerial bombs are girls' best friends. Soviet bombers ready for duty.
All systems normal. Orders
go in
received.
here actually.
It's a tough job, but the view is a million rubles.
Okay, I'll... I don't want to attack this pair of fighters just yet. Maybe they'll get separated or something. Although next turn is a night turn, so that's also not that great, but next turn we can deal with the AA at least, as our artillery will be in range.
Recon team, standing by.
Okay, so how are you guys doing with that hero progression? So basically we want the recon to capture as much enemy hexes as possible.
Just tell us the coordinates.
Okay, so now we have to attack here. So the enemy counterattack here was quite
Packed
heavy.
with proletarian fury.
It's mostly non-lethal, but
All
still.
guns cleaned and pointed high. Firing!
Motherland's armor.
Actually,
Blast
can
them.
just overrun this fort again.
Ready to do our part for the victory.
Okay, so here is the
Aim well, hit
AA
hard.
gun.
For the motherland, fire!
Tank reporting for duty. This one is for the workers back home.
Guns cleaned and ready.
Tank crew on standby. What is your command? Enemy within range.
Shall we use the enemy fort against them?
What's your command?
Well, it's no longer an enemy fort, right?
Infantry, waiting for orders.
Can you hear the thunder?
No.
They're in for the thrill.
Ready to kill some imperialists.
Okay, level up for the infantry. Let's take first march. It's really great ability for additional mobility of the unit.
Ready and able.
So let's move up here.
Fighters of the Soviet Air Force. The old men are going into battle.
Guns of the Soviet Union.
Let's
Get ready to fire again.
actually let's maybe fire here.
Motherland's armor.
Try to finish it
Standing
off.
by for orders.
Prepare to move out.
Motherland's armor.
Prepare to move out.
Is that where the fighting is? Ready the high explosives. Covering ground.
Ready to kill some imperialists.
Yes, Comrade Commander. At once, Comrade Commander.
All guns cleaned and pointed high. Packed with proletarian fury. We'll blast them to pieces.
Yeah, so that went fairly well.
Ready and able.
Let's keep moving this group forward actually, and we really want some additional prestige to...
Hope we have enough ammo.
Or maybe we could
AA
some
guns
unit.
awaiting orders.
I'd really love to use this
Where
tank
to now, Comrade Commander?
to buy some flamethrowers and allow it to attack this supposed hideout. So let's see what we can do. We've already got almost 100, so maybe we can capture something this turn.
We'll
But-
make them pay.
But it doesn't seem like it. So
Tank crew on standby.
Prepare to move out.
Guarding the Motherland.
Recon team ready.
maybe we could sell something. Okay, we've already attacked this turn, so we cannot discard anything. Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Tank crew on standby.
Ready and able.
Okay, let's move here within the service zone, and next turn we'll try to go for it.
Is that where the fighting is?
Packed with proletarian fury.
Well, let's send our bombers here for now. Or rather here. No, I'd rather send them there.
Must be awful to be on the ground right now. Understood. Flying there now. Nobody expects a Soviet bombing raid. Unload the bombs! Understood. Flying there now. Soviet bombers ready for duty. Death from above. Enemies are trying to leave the danger zone. We're on our way.
Standing by for orders.
Bomb chute loaded to the brim. Fear the Soviet Air Force.
Definitely.
AA guns awaiting orders.
Well, that's probably poor decision on my side, as I don't have the cover. I forgot that this fighter has already moved. So we'll see where that brings us, although the enemy fighter seems to be occupied up top. But
Ready to kill some imperialists.
let's not
Move
get...
it! Move it!
Moving to the new position. Crew, our comrades need us elsewhere. They'll learn to fear us.
Okay, let's see
Act
whether
with
we
proletarian fury.
missed anyone.
Moving to position.
Okay.
Understood. Flying there now.
Recon team, standing by. Don't tell me we had only one compass.
Okay. Let's see what happens next. Well, as I thought, our bombers here got attacked. Okay. Okay, they've got an artillery here. Okay, so the good news is that their fighters are now separated, but the bad news is
Whatever their
that
armor is,
it's
it ain't
night
thick enough.
time right now, so
You're done. Fighter
our
squadron
fighters
reporting
not
in.
so effective right now.
Swooping in for the kill.
They'll regret coming to our land.
Front of the key, awaiting orders.
They'll regret coming to our land.
Artillery standing by. Barrage inbound.
Oh, I forgot about this artillery.
Soviet
Indeed.
bombers ready for duty. Target confirmed. Hit them. Spot in the clouds.
Our knives are sharp. Team, let's show some professionalism. Fuel tank is almost empty. Fuel tank is almost empty.
Okay.
Fuel tank is almost empty. Yes, Comrade Commander. Faster than the wind. Fighters of the Soviet Air Force. Advance, Comrade Commander.
They'll hear it coming.
Get ready to fire again.
For the motherland, fire!
What is your command?
Fire at will. Together, attack!
Ready the high explosives.
We'll punch right through them. You heard it, crew. Let's move.
Recon team, standing by. The sky is ours.
Flak battery, ready to make some noise. Taking our guns there.
Fighter squadron reporting in.
Just keep enemy fighters off us.
All guns cleaned and pointed high.
What's your command?
Hey, it's really bad that my AA are out, that the enemy fighters are out of range of my AA guns. That's really
They'll regret coming
unfortunate.
to our land. For the motherland. Load up.
Let's level up this tank. So let's actually give it Night Hunter since it's
We
night.
fight together, we die together.
Packed with proletarian fury. Affirmative, we're moving. Die!
Workers of the world, armed and ready.
Ready to roll all over them. Motherland's armor. Blast them. They'll regret coming to our land. 2, 3, fire!
You can hide, but you can't run from a shell. Begin the bombardment.
Get ready to fire again.
Where to now, Comrade Commander?
Prepare to move out. Get them, comrades! Front of the key, attention.
Recon team awaiting orders. We're attacking improvise. We can see the whole front from up here. Swooping in for the kill. When in doubt, improvise.
Can you hear the thunder? They're in for the thrill. At once.
Frontoviki, attention.
They won't hear it coming.
AA guns, awaiting orders.
Tank crew on standby.
Okay, I guess we have to take one more point.
What is your command?
And we can buy some tank flamethrowers for those guys. It will be automatically sold if it's not core unit at the end of the operation, so you shouldn't worry about losing your prestige.
Understood.
Okay, we've got ambushed. And
Is a stalking cat.
Tank reporting for duty. We fight together, we die together.
Our knives are sharp.
What is your command? What is your command?
Verifying the enemy's location.
right. Yeah, so we cannot find them with the aircraft, and we cannot attack it with flamethrowers since we don't know what it is. So yeah, that's
You can
was
hide, but you can't run
not
from
the
a shell.
best situation to be
on
in.
your feet. Frontoviki, on your feet. Ready to kill some imperialists.
They won't hear it coming.
Okay.
They'll hear it coming. We're on it. Weather forecast, high chance of flak.
Okay, let's see what's left.
Shells are running low. Moving as ordered.
When in doubt, improvise.
Guns cleaned and ready. We'll blast them to pieces.
Flying the bomber is one hell of emancipation.
What is your command?
Bomb chute
Let's
loaded with the brim.
actually get our bombers yeah.
Gunners
Let's
don't sleep.
get bombers back
Fight in the
and
clouds. Just keep enemy fighters off us. Understood. Flying there now.
resupply them
Aerial bombs
basically.
are girls' best friends. Understood. Flying there now.
Standing by for orders. The ground will shake. 2, 3, fire! We captured the key point. Making tracks.
Aim well, hit hard.
What's your command?
Aim well, hit hard.
Infantry, waiting for orders.
Yeah, let's move one of our infantry units in here and get ready to capture this town as well. Yeah, it attacked our bomber. Fortunately it's night, so it's not that bad. And this one got into our Overwatch finally, so... Okay, so this turn went definitely better than the previous ones for us.
We'll blast them to pieces.
Okay, I guess I'll have to overstrand this artillery as soon as
Let's
I
find
can.
some enemy planes to shoot.
But for now,
Let's ruin that
let's
fool's day.
deal with this fighter first.
We can see the whole front from up here.
Motherland's armor.
Workers of the world, armed and ready. Prepare to move out.
Whatever their armor is, it ain't thick enough.
What is your order? No hesitation. Drop them. Strategic superiority achieved.
Okay.
You can hide, but you can't run from a shell.
Fighters of the Soviet Air Force.
Okay, this is an anti-tank gun, so let's try and... I want to deal with this fighter while it's still available to be attacked, but then we won't be able to defend this bomber, so... Okay, let's solve the issues one by one, I guess. So I want to deal with this fighter first and secure this area and then move downward.
Attention.
Aim well, hit hard.
Okay, let's try to move in here to get a sudden attack. So basically the enemy knew I was here, so it could open a return fire first. But since I moved in here, it lost sight of me. It no longer knows my position and it has no units to show him my new position. So now he's unaware that I can fire from here. And this way I can get a sudden attack, as you can see at the top right corner. So now I can fire on him. Okay, we've got a level up. So let's level up mobile. Some skills start working only next turn after you leveled them up, so
get ready to fire again.
That's a possibility.
Ready to kill some Imperialists.
Now we finished off this unit, so we no longer need Frontline Artillery.
Recon team standing by.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Actually, I finally can attack this thing.
For the Motherland.
So dealt 7 damage to it due to flamethrower. Not as effective as I hoped for, but still. Okay, let's get some experience for our artillery and let's keep moving.
Guns cleaned and ready.
Okay.
I'm getting cooked inside this thing.
I guess we'll just bomb the second one, not to divert our troops for now.
Keep the sky clear. Order received. Moving. AA guns awaiting orders.
Advance, Comrade Commander. Attacking.
Guns cleaned and ready.
Recon team standing by. Spotted the enemy.
Okay. So let's actually fire.
Hope our folks back home are all right. Finally, load her up.
Get ready to fire
Okay,
again.
let's double
We'll
attack.
make them pay. Comrades, attack.
Heavy caliber has arrived.
Get ready to fire again.
Full blast.
Here to hunt some tub brass.
Infantry, waiting for orders. Move! I've seen babushkas run faster.
All right, let's do this.
They'll regret coming to our land. The
Okay,
ground will
let's
shake.
move in here. So when you reveal stationary unit, which have static type, movement type, you retain the information about their location even if you move away your units. So if you've learned that here is a hideout, or for example, let's say here is fort, even, well, for example, if it's an enemy fort, then if you move away all of your units, you still know that there is fort. You don't know its exact strength, but still you know its general location. So yeah, and hideouts, when the enemy unit enters within hideout gun range, it sends an infantry unit out which attacks the intruder once per turn. It is well hidden, so only recon units and units with scout squads can locate it. Air recon cannot find it, so only the those land recon units or units with the scout squad equipment, which is, let me show you. So here is scout squad, Yeah, so this is the only way to find this hideout. Also, you can just stumble onto it, and it's also a third way basically to find it. If you try to move into this hex, you will get attacked and the hideout will be revealed, but it's not the best way to look for them when you don't know where they are. So yeah.
Infantry. Waiting for orders.
It's tricky to find those, but if you have enough recon units, or like you can also give your infantry scout squad, then it's not that problematic actually. And also if you move in without not being a recon unit or some other like type of unit, it will keep spawning the infantry units attacking you. They have only 5 strength, but it still could be annoying, especially when we move like artillery or some vulnerable unit. Okay, let's see.
Hidden enemy up ahead.
Stalin's tank killers have arrived. At once, Comrade Commander.
Move in here.
Heavy caliber has arrived.
Actually, I would really like to reinforce this artillery before we move further, but I don't think I have enough prestige. Oh, actually I do. Well, not the full, but that should be enough.
Together, we die together.
Quiet. Comrade Commander is speaking. Marching order.
Chewing through ammo fast.
Quiet. Comrade Commander is speaking.
What is your command? Tanks ain't afraid of no dirt.
Ready to do our part for the victory. Gunners, don't sleep. Move into a new quadrant. Fear the Soviet Air Force.
Actually, let's bomb this artillery.
Recon team standing by.
Flying a bomber is one hell of emancipation. Aerial bombs are girls' best friends. At once.
Hope our folks back home are all right.
Okay, let's see what we can do. I don't want those bombers to just stay there. Oh, actually we can start bombing here, I guess.
Let's seal their fate. And
while there is still daytime.
Bomber squadron at your command. Rain down high explosives. No keeping us on the home front. Rain down high explosives. Move into a new quadrant. Fear the Soviet Air Force. Pay attention, this isn't flight school anymore.
The sky is ours. Chewing through ammo fast.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the fighters to cover them, so could be painful. But they have only 1 fighter unit that I can see, and it's in dire need of refueling. So my hopes are that it will go back to an airfield, and the closest airfield is basically kind of 6 hexes, then it has to land, then it has to get up, so it will move somewhere like here. So it'll probably not be able to attack those bombers here, next turn at least. But that was a risky move, so probably should avoid it in general. Okay, I guess we can keep moving upwards here for now.
We don't need roads. We're in a tank.
Hope our folks back home are all right.
Yeah, let's end the turn. Okay, so this guy got shot down and our AA got some experience. Nice, nice support. Yeah, as predicted, it went to the airfield and now it's rain. So It's probably somewhere here still, so let's send out the air recon and find it. Okay. I guess it's landed then? Let's see. Yeah, it's landed on an airfield. If only we could sneak up on this airfield and get in there. Haven't thought about it. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I don't think we can do that.
Front of the key, awaiting orders.
Yeah, and this is a railroad, it's not a regular road. So we cannot use it to move here fast. No, I guess the only way is to bomb it with our
We fight together,
bomb it with our planes.
Our knives are sharp.
Oh, they are back at full strength basically. So let's...
Adjusting sights. Tank reporting for duty. Don't let me down now, Tin Can.
What is your order?
Artillery is standing by.
Quiet. Comrade Commander is speaking. Oh, we'll hold this.
Swift and deadly.
Okay, great. Guess we'll just keep bombing this thing.
Pay attention. This isn't flight school anymore.
Not sure we are dealing it any damage right now.
Rain down high explosives.
But let's keep
The
trying.
bombers, one hail of emancipation. Soviet bombers ready for duty. Moving to coordinates.
Artillery is standing by.
Our knives are sharp. Motherland.
Maybe we could help out with the fighters.
The old men are going. The Ukrainian nationalist hideouts have been destroyed. We've also captured several field commanders of the nationalists.
Your ruthlessness towards the enemies of the Soviet Union is admirable. Transfer the captured OUN members to the state security. We'll quickly find out how much Admiral Canaris is paying them.
Yeah, okay. So
Guns of the Soviet Union.
let's keep working on this city.
Barrage inbound.
Get ready to fire again.
Quiet. Comrade Commander is speaking.
What is your order?
Not sure how best to proceed. I actually want to move them here, but we don't have artillery. Maybe we will help out with bombers here later on, so let's move the artillery up top
Orders received. Moving.
so that we can attack this city or this next turn.
Anti-tank gun.
Then
awaiting orders.
let's send a tank here. It can fire across the river, so it will at least be of some use there. Nothing we can do to that aircraft, unfortunately, but at least our bombers are covered by our fighter. So what to do with this fighter? Well, let's get back to it later.
Just tell us the coordinates.
We'll make them pay. Infantry, double file.
Taking a new position.
Can it fire again? Okay, so let's move recon in here. Still cannot see.
Standing by for orders.
Okay, next turn will be night.
The enemy's location.
You can learn that by looking here. So as you can see, now there is a day turn highlighted by green, and the next turn will be night. So I want to use up my command points right now, because at night artillery will be much less effective.
Aim well.
So let's start firing at those guys already.
Armed and ready.
And yeah, I guess we can move in here.
They'll learn to fear
and
us.
start attacking already.
What's your command?
Guess
Artillery
we
standing by.
can move artillery here. Do they have? No, they don't have any mortars or anything that makes their gun range 2. So
Artillery standing by.
guess we can move up here, but they might have some tanks or something up there, so maybe it's more prudent to move in here for now. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to
Clear
the
the Soviet Air Force.
bottom. Can you reach that airfield? No, you can't, so we'll use it here.
Didn't want he would come. I see movement. Moving to coordinates. Let's go, eyes peeled.
We fight together, we die together.
Guns of the Soviet Union. Barak.
Our troops are being harassed by the Polish armored train.
According to our scouts' reports, the Polish armored train Smalwy has arrived in Lvov for repairs. It's gotten damaged fighting the Germans and is currently immobile. This is the perfect opportunity to capture it. If you clear the enemy from Lvov, the train crew will surrender.
Yeah, so basically we want to get the train for ourselves, so we do not want to damage it too much, and we have to clear all our enemy units from the city to get it.
Tank reporting for duty.
So let's get down to business.
What's your command? Ready to kill some imperialists. Flawless capture.
What is your order?
Flak battery, awaiting orders.
I really lack the information about the rest of the units. Okay, here is the AA. So that was the most important part. Okay.
By for orders.
How do they know? Okay.
Ready to kill some imperialists.
Get ready to fire again.
Finally, load her up.
Workers of the world, armed and ready.
Burning diesel. Just point the gun towards the enemy.
Ready and able. Quiet. Comrade Commander is speaking.
I hope our folks back home are all right.
It hasn't leveled up yet.
Chewing through ammo
Okay. I guess this fighter needs some refueling here.
Commander. Advance, Comrade Commander.
And this bomber cannot help us here right now, so I guess we could send it somewhere else for now, but not much work for it currently. These locations are not that safe. Oh, actually we can cover it with this fighter, so yeah. So
Ready to do our part for the victory.
let's use it to bomb here
They're
probably,
in for the thrill. Casting shadows.
and then
It's a
move
tough
this
job,
fighter
but it
here.
yields a million rubles. Heard you, Comrade Commander.
Hope we have enough ammo.
Didn't want he would come.
We fight together, we die together.
Yeah, I think we are
Prepare
done.
to move out.
Oh, actually we are not.
Ready to roll
Okay.
all over them.
Recon team awaiting orders.
What is your command?
Ready and able.
Tank reporting for duty. Burning diesel.
So what's that? Anti-tank?
Last thing they'll ever see.
Workers of the world, armed and ready.
Swift and deadly.
Well, that was a bad idea.
Chewing through ammo fast. Here to hunt some tough brass.
Planes may fly differently, but they fall the same way. Yes, Comrade Commander.
Chewing through ammo fast.
Okay. Let's keep going. Well, at least it was raining, so the damage is somewhat reduced. But still, it's not going well for us. Guess. Well, at least they survived. Okay, so let's bring this. Okay, so let's bring this.
Let's do this.
Let's bring this artillery closer.
Motherland, fire!
Get ready to fire again.
Begin the bombardment.
Let's pull back those units a little bit
Tanks ain't afraid of no dirt.
and get those bombers there to help.
No mercy for the Imperialists.
What's your command?
We're almost out of bombs. Understood. Flying there now. En route. Bomber squadron at your command. En route. Aerial bombs are girls' best friends. Nobody expects a Soviet bombing raid.
Chewing through ammo fast. Flying there. Understood.
Okay, let's prepare the Air Force to strike here. Or actually we can also strike here. So we'll see about that.
What's your command? Flawless capture.
Guns cleaned and ready. Full blast!
Actually,
Get ready to fire again.
maybe not.
Quiet. Comrade Commander
No.
is speaking.
Get ready
Have
to
to
fire again.
fire.
Ready and able.
Here to hunt some tough grass.
Okay, so this area is quite heavily fortified and
Tank crew on standby.
we really need our tank with flamethrower to be
We don't
top
need
form.
roads. We're in a tank.
So I guess I'll use Night Turn to reinforce it. And
Tank reporting for duty.
because the city of Brest is historically heavily fortified, it's a basically city fortress. And yeah, we have lots of stuff here. So
I'm
we'll
getting cooked inside
try to
this
use
thing.
our tank to break through here, to capture Brest with this group. And our second bottom group will attack, or rather southern will attack this city, so
Packed with proletarian fury.
okay, let's fire, let's remove the
find some enemy planes to shoot.
Overwatch and
We
now
fight together, we die together. Tank
try
crew
to
on standby.
break through
Ready
to
roll
here.
all over them.
Verifying the enemy's location.
What is your command? Tank reporting for duty. Tank reporting for duty.
Front of a key, awaiting orders. You'll rest when you're dead.
Is that where the fighting is?
Get ready to fire again.
Begin the bombardment.
Ready to kill some Imperialists. Give them hell, comrades.
Just point the gun towards the enemy. Ready the high explosives.
Well, keep the enemy off our falcons.
Getting there. Taking aim.
Ready to kill some Imperialists.
Okay, we'll have to kill these guys next turn, I guess. What do we have in
Damn,
terms
it's
of
cold up here.
Can you shoot
aircraft?
it under?
Where it is it?
Flying the bomber is one hell of emancipation.
Stalin's Falcons.
Guess we'll have to
Soviet bombers
send
ready for
those bombers back in here.
Tank crew
I
on
pity-
standby.
A pity we didn't attack this anti-aircraft gun, it would have helped us a lot.
Bomber squadron at your command. En route.
Still, we can prepare it for the strike, I guess, from here.
Cast in shadows.
And refuel.
But the view is a million rubles.
Refuel this guy as well.
Be there in a moment.
I hope our folks back home are all right.
Actually, I really want to deal with this part faster, so I'll move my artillery up here, and since the train is immobile, I don't think they will find it. So
Ready to down some planes. Affirmative, we're moving.
They won't hear it coming.
Move out.
Count team ready.
Guns cleaned and ready. Artillery standing by.
Prepare to move out. We'll make them pay.
okay, this fighter can also join the attack next turn, I guess. So yeah.
Advance, Comrade Commander. Your orders?
Whatever their armor is, it ain't thick enough.
Great, let's see what happens next. Okay, they managed to cross. That's unfortunate. That's also quite unfortunate. It's good that I brought the second artillery, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to attack next turn. Because all damage was non-lethal, but it still takes one turn to restore it, so...
Front of a key, awaiting orders.
Punch through them.
We'll make them pay.
Okay, let's see.
Guns cleaned and ready. We'll blast them to pieces. Full blast!
Get ready to fire again.
Watch the smoke rise.
Just point the gun towards the enemy.
Swift and deadly. Recon team awaiting orders.
Heard you loud and clear.
No, this can only attack
I
on the
hope our
tank.
folks back home are all right. Hit them!
Get ready to fire again.
Motherland's armor. Taking it.
Is that enough captured Poles for you, Comrade Molotov?
Yes, yes, our great leader will be pleased with your restraint. Now the world can see that our intentions are peaceful. Meanwhile, these Polish prisoners will boost our construction efforts in the labor camps.
Be there in a minute, Comrade Commander.
Well, we've just completed the take Polish prisoners captive, take Polish troops captive, so
Ready to kill
that's
some
good for us, I guess.
Ugh, I'm getting cooked inside this thing.
Last thing they'll ever see. We'll get there quick.
Standing by for orders. Opening fire. Ready to roll all over them. We don't need roads. We're in a tank.
Front of a key, attention.
Okay, now we need our air force.
Moms are girls' best friends.
Now we need our air force to come in.
Pay attention. This isn't flight school anymore.
Guess I'll have to turn. Guess I'll have to turn off the unit speech so that it doesn't interfere with my voice. Usually, I is usually playing with them on, but in this case, I guess we'll have to switch them off for our broadcasts because this constant interference is a bit annoying.
Our units have cleared the Polish troops from Lvov. The crewmen of the Shmali armored train have laid down their arms.
Good work, Comrade Vasilevsky. Our workers in peasant state is still in dire need of armored vehicles. This malware will provide a solid boost to the Red Army's might. By the way, we should immediately rename it. How does the first marshal sound? I'm sure Comrade Varshilov will appreciate such a display of respect.
Yeah, first Marshal sounds great, since it's a reference to Voroshilov especially. Well, there were historically like around 6 or 8 people, I don't remember exactly, who were the first marshals. Like, they were the first people in the Soviet Union promoted to marshal after the war ended in 1919. So Voroshilov was one of them. But of course, since they are dealing with him right now and he's the defense commissar, so it's kind of pretty straightforward why they called the train First Marshal. Okay, so all of our units here moved except for artillery, which we've reinforced this artillery so it can move this way and attack, and we will use this one to storm Brest and then Lublin. Fortunately, our artillery here got attacked by the enemy fighters, so let's deal with it. With the fighter, I mean. Okay. So first, let's do some reconnaissance here and see what our tank can do. Okay, so it will be overwatched by those forts. So I guess we'll have to throw infantry under the fire first. And then what else there could be? Artillery. So we'll have to somehow deal with it as well. Okay, let's try to do it. So, oh my god, it's firing serious rounds. Okay, let's try to do it. Okay, can I move in here? So why am I being overwatched here? Fire support, return fire. Okay, let's try to some heavy damage here. Okay, finally. It's still very bad for us, but let's see. It's not getting much better, guess. Okay, so we have to deal with that artillery first. And for that reason we must use our aircraft. So we've saved them up here. Well, let's start by using Overwatch Breakthrough and Afterburner and going at this artillery. Okay, now let's use the remaining bombers. Okay, they will suffer some from the anti-aircraft gun next turn, but not much to be done there. Okay, now Okay, there is one more AT gun that I missed. That's really bad on my part. Okay. Well, I guess my plan failed miserably. Let's see if we can use an armored train. Not really. Well, I guess this fort is just too powerful to take head on. Have to somehow get behind it, but not much I can do there. Okay, let's try to attack it from here.
Our forces have captured Brest-Litovsk and Lvov.
Excellent display of military cunning, Comrade Zhukov. Now Hitler will have nothing to bargain with when dealing with us. When Guderian shows up near Brest or Lvov, pour him a shot of vodka on me. Just don't outright call it a consolation prize.
Well, I guess it's a bit premature celebration in this case. Don't have enough command points. Yeah, should have bombed it. I guess those forts are more easily destroyed by bombing. Kind of forgot that it's not a good idea to attack head-on with the tanks against artillery forts. Okay, so we have to try and move our forces further here, but I guess only recon can move still. It might be a good idea. Okay, great. At least we have an anti-aircraft here, so this plane is not going anywhere. Okay, let's see what do we have here. Well, that was a poor attack. Okay. Guess we'll have to help out those forces here sometime when we deal with Lublin. Additional problem is that we are reaching our tolerable destruction limits. Well, that's unfortunate that this plane has seen this artillery. Well, let's keep moving. Yes, we can move here already. Yes. Not ideal, but nothing we can do about it. Let's think about what we should do with those aircraft for now. Not sure yet. Okay, so let's use our fighter to take it up the Overwatch and go back here for rearmament and stuff. Okay. Now, can we attack this thing? Guess not. Maybe with armored train. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Where is our core AA gun actually? Okay, it's here. So let's finish off this fighter, I guess. Or we can use our aircraft here. Oh, great, it leveled up. So let's take boom and zoom, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's think how we should deal with all this stuff. So our biggest problem right now is an AA gun, so let's actually start moving our armored train. Okay, so how do we deal with this stuff? Actually, let's see. Don't really want to reinforce just yet. Let's try to brute force our way here. Enemy is basically out of fighters, so we can really just try and fight this anti-aircraft gun. Why is it? Okay, it returns fire first. So yeah. Well, let's try and attack this thing then. Okay, let's move in here. Okay, we still cannot attack it effectively. Let's bomb this thing. Okay, we've captured this thing, so it's gonna be a bit easier for us right now. It's mostly non-lethal damage, so that's okay. So the only thing left is basically for us. Yeah, let's actually move in here and fire on those guys. And get ready for the crossing next turn. So I guess we'll put our artillery here. Yeah, I don't think they'll see it here. And bring our anti-aircraft just in case. So I guess we've used up all of our aircraft forces. Oh no, actually we have one more bomber. Can we deal something to this? Okay, so now it's not that bad. And we can also send this recon to capture this airfield, I guess. Yeah. Okay, now that we've dealt with the most pressing issues, we can move in our infantry here. Guess it's no point in firing here, but still let's reduce its entrenchment a bit and keep advancing. Okay. Oh, we'll just keep on the defensive here, I guess. And keep firing at them with anti-tank gun, if that would be of any use. Okay, so we have 2 turns before the Germans get there, so next turn I plan to cross here and move on to this position. There is also an artillery here, so is there anything we can do about it? I guess not. Well, I guess I can only fire at it a bit, and that's all. Yeah, let's finish up this turn. Okay, they got an anti-tank there as well. Now they move the tank to this city to fire across the river. Shouldn't forget about such possibility as well. Okay. Okay. It's night time, so the crossing might be postponed a little bit. Okay, we are out of flamethrower charges. We'll have to pull back and restore them, I guess. But first, let's finish off this thing. Although it could be tricky. Let's move our artillery. Okay. I guess there are a couple of places, but no, we can take those points faster. Okay, let's fire once again. Let's move our armored train in here. And let's move our guys in here. Let's fire at it. Let's move in here. Move our tank in here. I don't really want to reinforce it. Yeah, those guys have flamethrowers, so it's not a big deal. They can attack it next turn. Yeah, so I maybe can just sneak in one attack with the fighter to lower its strength so that those guys can finish it next turn. Okay. I really want to fire at those guys twice. Yeah, that's not very effective. Let's send our recon here. Okay, so they have an anti-tank in here. Let's take an airfield. Let's move our tanks in here to get ready for the final assault. Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait one more turn here, but I want to keep moving with my HQ tank and with recon here. I guess those forces should be enough. And next turn we'll have to start a full-fledged offensive here to make sure we take Lublin on time. And our artillery might lag behind, both in the north and in the south, so I want all of my air force to move back to airfield and prepare for that final attack. So yeah, let's do it. Yeah, now it's nice and ready. So let's see who haven't moved this turn. Okay, let's start blasting, but it's just to remove some entrenchment from here. It's not very effective to attack this turn. Okay. Let's attack this fort for now. Yeah, we are done. Let's move on. Okay, so they made a night raid with their tank, but it's in a pretty bad spot actually, so we'll see what will happen next. Okay, and this artillery starts firing to my southern force. Okay, it's rain, so it could be tricky, but let's see. We have to capture this hex, okay. So, how many actually? Okay, did capture 10. Not great, but not terrible. Guess. Okay, let's capture this, because the German forces will arrive soon. Start capturing whatever they want. Actually, let's finish off this tank with this fighter probably. Okay, it fled. Whatever. Okay, let's do everything in its due time. So let's recon what we have here. Let's fire on these guys. And let's bring up our artillery and anti-air. Let's start moving our forces here. So yeah, I guess we need our aircraft here. Actually, in this case I might want to use incendiaries to make sure we have enough damage. Actually, I think we should have, so maybe.
The Red Army in Poland is like a bull in a china shop. Did you not hear Comrade Stalin's orders about not damaging Polish infrastructure?
It's either that or losing my men in street fighting, Comrade Vorshilov. Cities can be rebuilt, but not if we run out of soldiers capturing them.
Your talk reeks of cowardice and sabotage. Consider this your first warning. Next time, it will be a court-martial.
Yeah, I guess I just got a bit carried away with the broadcast and missed this objective, so that's unfortunate. But, well, you know, war is war, so there are bound to be some losses, so now that we failed it, we can bombard all we want, I guess.
We have taken Lublin.
Comrade Stalin is pleased with your decisiveness. The Nazi leadership will have a hard time bargaining to get it back.
It has come to my attention that Lublin contains a considerable stockpile of Polish military equipment and provisions. It would be a waste to leave it there for the Germans. Deliver these goods to the Soviet territory. We will evacuate the equipment from Lublin by train convoy. Comrade Zhukov, you must protect it at all costs. The Polish stragglers may yet try to intercept it.
So, as you could see, there are various outcomes for the objectives, and sometimes some lines when you lose some of the objectives are quite hilarious, so it could be interesting to check those out as well. Of course, sometimes that happens naturally, so don't have to try too hard to lose a mission. I guess, yeah. Let's keep firing at those guys. Okay, it's a level up, so actually I guess next turn, no it's not. Well, let's go for aggressive maneuver, I guess, on this tank or Night Hunter. Really not sure about that. Let's take Night Hunter for now. I'm a bit worried about for those tanks. Think we should pull them back. Okay, do we have any air force left? Guess not. So let's go through the remaining units. Yeah, let's finish this turn. Okay, the train with Polish goods started moving. It's nice that we've cleared this area. It's actually not the first time I'm playing this operation. I've played it during the playtesting and actually failed this train mission.
Greetings from the Wehrmacht, dearest allies. It's good to meet the Red Army like this, and not as an enemy.
General Guderian, you must have lost your way. The German area of interest lies to the west from here. Rather far to the west, too.
I never lose my head and I never lose my way, Herr Zhukov. My forces are acting in accordance with the ever-changing tactical situation. The Red Army has yet to fully secure its area of interest. Meanwhile, the Polish will continue their assaults and provocations. To prevent that, we are forced to capture certain settlements that are at high risk of public disorder. Namely Brest-Litovsk and Lvov. You wouldn't fire upon us just because we stepped beyond the demarcation line.
I have no such orders, nor do I need your help securing those towns. Don't trouble yourself, stay put, and let the Red Army do its job.
Okay, so the German forces have arrived, but we've almost finished cleaning the enemy troops there. So what happened with those like tolerable destruction objective thing is that basically I was in a rush to finish before Germans arrive, so I've kind of overused bombers and artillery against infrastructure hexes. Kind of forgot a little bit about that objective, so yeah. But in general, I guess this operation is quite tricky in terms of getting all the secondary objectives, because to do that you have to balance like the damage you do to infrastructure hexes with the speed of advance. So if you move really slowly, then you'd probably not be able to you might not be able to do everything before the Germans arrive, but then if you move too fast or just attack everything recklessly like I did, then you could deal too much damage to the infrastructure. So you have to go in the middle, and that's the tricky part about this operation. So we didn't want to make the second operation like difficult to complete, but at the same time its difficulty comes from the secondary objectives, so you can get through, but getting 400 points is not that easy. Also, let's see what's happening here. Okay, so I guess I'll have to use, okay, we cannot use our Air Force, so yeah. Oh, we can use this one bomber. That's nice. Anything else we could do? Well, let's actually send this artillery here, and not much else we could do. But at least I guess we'll deal with it somehow. Okay. Okay, let's get our troops moving upwards. So what else do we have here? Oh, we can actually use our armored train to deal with it. Yeah, so I guess it's not that bad. If only we could use one more unit to get some damage to it, then it would have been just great, but no such luck, I guess. So yeah. Okay, so during the first episode I was asked to tell more about the experience and about heroes. So I guess we'll get hero in due time and I'll show you all the details of that mechanic. But the basic idea is that you can generate them in certain units. For example, on Recon you can try to get Starinov, on your infantry units you can try to get Zaitsev and stuff like that. So let's actually find our infantry unit. Yeah, it's because it's on the truck, so it's kind of tricky. So yeah, let's have a look at our HQ tank, for example. Yeah, so as you can see, it's more than halfway through to get the Kalabanov. So that's nice. And when you you can then assign this hero to any unit of that class, and when you do, you can relearn all the level up skills you've learned, and you get a shared pool of its default skills and its hero skills. And also, if you lose a unit with a hero, there is no way to get the hero back, so it's dead for good. So yeah. Also, I've got a question about the highly controversial Overwatch Air Mechanic, which is that basically your planes are getting stopped when fired by anti-aircraft gun when they are overwatched. So many of the players complain that it's a bad mechanic and it should be changed. Well, there are of course some things to consider when it comes to overwatching aircraft units, but it has to do. It has some things to do with balancing the air force, so that you just cannot fly rampant around the airfield, disregarding the anti-aircraft fire. And then it also makes you make a combined arms operation, like attack the anti-aircraft unit with some land units like artillery or tank or recon, to draw its attention away and like remove the overwatch, and then attack with the aircraft. Or you can use like strategic bombers to bombard the anti-aircraft gun position and then attack. Or you can use fighters with Overwatch breakthrough skill. So even throughout this gameplay, I guess you've seen that we didn't have too much trouble with anti-air. Like, I kept my aircraft away for some turns but when I couldn't deal with it, but in general our air force was quite effective despite that Overwatch mechanic. So I think it requires getting used to it, but otherwise I guess there wouldn't be any way for the land units to somehow protect themselves against the enemy air units. So basically, if you scouted out the enemy anti-aircraft gun positions before and took some preemptive measures, then it shouldn't be that annoying basically. And also another question in that regard, like if we take out that mechanic, like we don't want to change it since it's like works in conjunction with some other mechanics, basically anti-tank Overwatch, like Force Overwatch. So they share some ideas that if you haven't seen like the unit, your unit will be stopped and it cannot move any longer. So, and also with so it's like it highlights the necessity for reconnaissance, for like preliminary bombardment of the enemy positions. Like you have to bombard the AA positions to allow your planes to come in, and also like you can use fighters to attack in and draw fire on them and then attack with bombers. So there are really multiple choices that allow you to deal with the anti-aircraft fire. So yeah, it's kind of difficult and it requires some getting used to it, but don't see any like special issues with it. And also some players ask for laying down the aircraft path, like not using auto pass, but be able to select it manually. So that's possible feature, but it's kind of also controversial because of course it's makes sense that you can choose path for your aircraft, but then you cannot choose path for land units either, like except recon or units with recon moves. So it would be a bit strange, and also you can just fly in circles around the AA positions, and that would be also weird. So right now, like, it forces you to go through the AA fire sometimes, but then nobody asks you to go there, and then you can deal with the AA and fly through. So it kind of serves as also some sort of limitation for the aircraft and some balancing issues that makes more important to control the ground and to make preemptive bombardment of the enemy AAs. So we could think about changing it, but there is no like unanimous opinion on that issue. So share your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss it. But For now, I'm not sure there will be changes, so we'll see. Because there is also, like, if you're used to that mechanic and you understand how everything works, it's not such a big deal, and it's kind of part of your Air Force management difficulty, so yeah. Okay, we've got attacked by the by some Polish stragglers. So guys, if you don't agree with my opinion on those mechanics, go ahead and leave your opinion in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer your questions and discuss your suggestions, and I'm sure we'll work something out. So I really invite you to join the discussion. I know there are some posts about it out there, so I'll do my best to answer them as soon as I have the time to do it. It's been quite busy lately, so not always can answer all of your posts straight away, but I'll make sure to look through the forums and ask everything I can.
The enemy is attacking our train convoy! Protect it!
Indeed, so let's move our armored train here. Okay, so this fighter should go to an airfield. Guess. Okay, let's bomb it. And do we have some fighter or something to finish it off? Where's our fighter? Oh, it doesn't have the... yeah, doesn't have afterburner anymore. Well, that's unfortunate. Do we have any more plane? Yeah, well, let's use this one, I guess. Okay, so these guys will soon be out of ammunition, I guess. So... and we actually could use the train to fire at them. And let's start bringing our artillery to the north. Okay. Okay, now they are out of ammo, so they won't be able to finish off this unit. Okay, now let's keep moving our guys on top. Let's keep this fighter in here for now. Let's keep moving the train this way to shorten the distance. Well, I wanted to keep this episode as short as possible, considering this is quite a long operation. So, it's kind of trying to play through it relatively fast. That's one of the reasons why we failed this objective, I guess. Also because I kind of forgot about it for some time. But now I guess we are on the finishing track, so please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments. Have you learned anything new about the
equipment has
game?
reached its destination successfully.
Excellent, Comrade Zhukov. The Soviet people thank you for the generous contribution.
Okay, so if there are any questions that you cannot find an answer for, make sure to ask, or like you want some in-depth answer to them, so make sure to let me know. I'll try to answer them in the next episodes. And for now, let's keep attacking these positions. Yeah, let's keep going. Of course, it's more tricky when you try not to bomb the infrastructure, so yeah, it's kind of made the life easier for us at the cost of some victory points. Okay, let's attack this recon now that we've dealt with the anti-aircraft gun. And let's try to get those tactical bombers closer. That was a bad idea. haven't noticed it was in such low strengths. Well, at least it's rain, it might survive still, and it's non-core unit. But anyway, I guess this will be the last turn. Okay, so these are the last Polish units. Okay, let's see what's happening in here.
Our units have established full control over the prescribed Polish territories.
Congratulations on your success, comrades. The Red Army's liberation march through Poland helped us expand the Soviet Union westwards and free millions of oppressed Belarusians and Ukrainians. Understand, however, this was no true war. The war our country was built to fight has yet to begin.
Okay, so as you probably know, you can return to game and finish the some additional objectives that you haven't done yet. So many newcomers often get confused, like how to get back to the to finish the operation. So you have to click on the victory progress bar. So you have to click here. We'll think of the way to make it more apparent, because right now it's kind of not self-explanatory and it causes problems to many of the players. So we'll think of the way to make it more easy to understand. Well, now let's finish off the Polish strugglers. Okay, so we did everything we could. We've missed 20 points of secondary objectives because of the failed objective. So that means we do not get the award for completing all secondary objectives, and we will get the next award for our victory types in the next operation instead of this one, so we will kind of be lagging behind one. So that's a bit unfortunate, but we'll have to live with that. So let's finish the operation.
Allow me to congratulate our new neighbors.
Let me congratulate you as well, Comrade Guderian. Everything is proceeding just like our diplomats planned it.
Indeed. We just need to evacuate our damaged tanks and hand the city of Brest over to you.
I hope everything will go peacefully.
I am sure of it. Comrade Krivoshain, I would like to discuss our joint parade in Brest tomorrow.
Yes, about that. Let's not call it a parade. Why not just have a collective march with German troops moving out and Soviet moving in?
As far as I know, the initial plan was to hold a public parade. Why do you now object?
I will be delighted to salute German troops personally. Just let's not call it a parade.
Well, if you and I will be saluting our troops together, I will be more than happy to welcome our Russian friends into Brest.
Agreed. We will salute the troops together from a reviewing stand as a sign of Soviet-German solidarity.
Certainly. As far as I am concerned, you can call our parade anything you'd like.
Still, we have to discuss the details of tomorrow's collective march in Brest.
Okay, so haven't got any new medals for now, but we've got Vasilevsky here, so let's listen to his advice.
According to reports from the front, the Finns are using partisan tactics against us. I suggest we deploy reconnaissance units to support our troops, and give them winterized gear as well. The Finnish cold can easily kill more of our soldiers than Finnish bullets. We need to field more combat engineers as well. I'm sure the Finns have laid minefields around their positions.
Okay, so these are some useful tips for the next operation, usually, or just some narrative bits. So let's have a look at the next battle. So well, it's not while, but while we will invade Finland and later on kind of annex the Baltic states a bit later, but around at the same time, like in spring that followed, there was a German and British landings in Norway and the Norwegian campaign going on. So, and also annexation of some parts of Romanian lands. So as you can see, also here is our newly acquired part of Poland, and this is the German part. So this is explaining like what will happen in the next like half year during the Winter War campaign and shortly after. So we've got the Polish trophies global effect. Now we get a discount on acquiring artillery. So we'll manage our forces and learn some new HQ skills in the next episode before the next operation. So let me know in the comments whether you'd like me to continue with the Spectre of Communism, or would you prefer me to play Strategic Mind Blitzkrieg or Strategic Mind the Pacific. So please let me know. Also share your thoughts on the gameplay series so far. Ask any questions about the mechanics and stuff that you are interested in, and I'll do my best to answer everything in the next episodes. So have a good day and see you next time.